as I said, the points run through the semester, so just... Okay. Homework. So normally homework consists of, we do a lot of reading outside of class, and there's a reading schedule they get at the beginning when we read a book. And it'll tell them usually how to take notes, and then it's very clear. It gives the date, the chapter, and the date that they're supposed to have finished the reading by. We have reading quizzes. They can use at least the first semester, handwritten notes on the reading quizzes. And then I staple them to the back of the test. So if you look at the score and you see maybe they didn't do well on a test, I can look right away. I keep all of the tests, and I can tell you if they're taking notes, and I can look at the notes and see if they're thorough. The other thing about the homework is it's when we have it due, it's due at the beginning of the class. So most of the homework, as I said, is going to be reading. And the other thing we're going to be working on a lot this year is annotating nonfiction text. And we've kind of moving away from literature and more to expository reading. So just as we move on, the Common Core. So kind of the old way we used to do things is we used to spend a lot of time reading text, kind of getting through the book. We had probably 8 core texts that we used to read. And a lot of the questions were level 1. And the writing often, it basically revolved around the text, maybe a theme. So the Common Core, reading fewer novels and more nonfiction, reading less and getting into more depth, and also hitting more like level 2, like more in-depth questions about what the author's doing, maybe relating the text, maybe if it's a fictional text, relating it to nonfiction. Writing often involves synthesizing multiple texts. So maybe we have 3 nonfiction articles about, maybe it's juvenile justice. And they'll have to take those and they'll have to use the different sources in their writing, and they'll have to do in-text citations. All right, so some of the things, some of the books that we read throughout the year, Frankenstein, right now we're reading Animal Farm. And some of the other ones, Frankenstein, Of Mice and Men. And some of the nonfiction includes Fast Food Nation, and right now we're reading Unspun, and it talks about propaganda, and we're relating that to the book. The other thing is we're doing less fiction, and the California State University system has developed curriculum called expository reading and writing. And what it does is you look at, it's organized by thematic units, and it's a series of nonfiction articles, and you spend a lot of time maybe going through and looking how it's organized. We look at the author's word choice. We learn how to kind of go through and divide the text. Where's the introduction? How are the body paragraphs divided? Where's the conclusion? And then how does the author use rhetorical devices within the text? So those are developed, and in 12th grade we have the expository reading and writing English course, and if the students pass that with a C or better, they get, when they go to college, they get put right in the regular freshman English. They don't have to take a remedial course. So we're really pushing that. So they've developed units for the 9th grade. And so we're getting rid of some of the fiction that we read. And some of the units that are developed for the 9th grade are the ones called Hip Hop Goes Global, and there's some articles about that topic. The Undercover Parent, Extreme Sports, and Threatening Stereotypes. And so a lot of them, we'll take those, we'll analyze them, we'll kind of pull them apart, and then we'll have to write in class, a timed writing on demand. You'll have to bring in the ideas from the articles and cite them. And that's what they're going to be doing in ERWC, or in 12th grade we also have AP Language, which is all looking at nonfiction text. Any questions so far? right, so the grades are on Power School, but they are made up of a variety of things. Oral participation is a big part of it. We do Socratic seminars. We're going to have a Socratic seminar coming up at the end of next week on Animal Farm. And the way those work is they are given the questions ahead of time, and they go back through the text and they find textual evidence. And then we're in a circle. We have an inner circle and an outer circle. And they, we talk about the questions, and I'm kind of on the perimeter listening and keeping score. So we have graded discussions, Socratic seminars. Of course, there's points for test scores, test quizzes, writing assignments, and projects. Okay, so in 9th grade, have any of you have your son or daughter used Turnitin.com? Okay, so it's new to a lot of 9th graders, and we don't do this for every assignment, but on the major writing assignments, we submit them to this website. And it's a plagiarism detection website. They make a profile, they upload the work, and it checks the work against internet sources, but also other students' work. So once they submit a paper, it becomes part of the database. And it's a fairly common, most English classes use them here on this campus, and a lot of the other classes, history, a lot of the humanities classes have students submit these as well. And the only problem we have with it is it locks them out. It has a deadline. It will say you have to submit the paper by 11 p.m. on a specific date. And if they don't submit it by that date, it locks them out. So the first time we do this, we do it together in class. We create the account, and and I usually keep it open a little while after, like let's say the paper's due on Monday morning as 3rd period. I usually keep it open till the afternoon in case there's a problem and they can't upload it. As long as they save it electronically, I can usually help them get in there. All right, any questions?
Do they have devices in there?